Okay, hi. I have not been on YouTube in like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks at this point. I'm not even sure. Oh my God, I think it's been 2 weeks. First of all, I have never taken this much time off of YouTube in the almost 6 years that I've been doing YouTube, so I'm sorry. You may be wondering where I've been, or you didn't even notice I was gone. I don't know. I basically got mono, and if you don't know what mono is, it's the worst. Because it basically just knocks you off your feet. You are literally unable to do anything. I pretty much slept for the last 2 weeks. By the way, if you were ever wondering like where I am, what I'm up to, like what's going on, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'll put my handle right over here. It's just Paige Beauty, because I always update you guys first. It's the easiest place for me to update you. So yeah, definitely give me a follow if you wanna, you know, follow along with everything that I'm up to, or lack thereof, especially with the last 2 weeks. I really wanted to like dip my toes back into like the YouTube water pretty slowly. I didn't want to do anything too crazy today, so I decided that I would talk about some of my current favorite products, and then while I talk about them, I will put them on my visage. This is all makeup that I really started to enjoy before I got sick because yeah, I wasn't really able to do much while I was actually, you know, in bed. Okay, enough chatting, what? Enough chatting, let's zoom in. I'm just gonna start to put makeup on my face. Let's do this. Also, I'm on my vlog camera because I truly did not have the energy right now to set up my normal camera and my lights and all that, and I actually think this is really pretty. Like, I like this background, I like the lighting. Maybe I'll film like this more often. Let me know. Since I've been in bed a lot, I have been stalking a lot of new people on Instagram. And I recently found Katie Jane Hughes. Is that her name? I'll put her Instagram handle right here. She's basically a makeup artist who is incredibly talented. If you are not following her, do yourself a favor and follow her right now. She focuses so much on skin. Her skin always looks so like juicy and moist and dewy. I'm so sorry that I said moist, by the way. Wow, that's the worst word on the planet. She just has a way of making makeup look really effortless and editorial and gorgeous. I really want to focus a lot on my skincare today. She really inspired me to start off my makeup routine with 76 skincare products. I'm first going to spray my face with this mist. This is not a favorite of like the past little bit. This is actually a new product for me that I just really want to try out. It's the Queen of Hungry mist from Amora Vicaza, Budapest? Don't really know how to say that. It smells so nice. It smells. It smells like flowers. An oil. I've been really enjoying the Lenez line recently. I've been using their Water Bank Moisture Cream, but like the really thick version. It's so nice, especially for the winter time when your skin is really dry. I've also been really enjoying this oil. It's a dual layer face oil, so I'm gonna put some of that on my face today. The way Katie puts on oils is she like presses it, well, first of all, she massages it into her clean hands and then presses it into her skin like this. And then she will really focus it on like the high points of the face to give like an extra dewy look in those areas. So I'm just going to like press this on my cheekbones, because I, believe it or not, I'm not going to be applying highlighter today, because I figure my skin is going to be so incredibly dewy and moisturized that my skin's going to be glowing anyway, and I feel like I probably won't really want to put on even more highlighter. We'll see though. There's something like really satisfying about watching somebody put layers of skincare on their face. Don't you guys agree? I'm gonna put on this eye cream. It's the Kiehl's Rosa Artica eye cream. This has been a favorite of mine for a while. It's just a really simple, very moisturizing eye cream. Doesn't really do anything too crazy special, just sort of keeps my under eyes looking nice and hydrated. And then on top of all of that, I'm going to put on a moisturizer. This is the Lenez Moisture Cream Water Bank Moisture Cream. This is like a lighter version of the cream, which is what I want for my makeup application. I don't want something too thick because I already have the oil on. It's just too much. So something a little bit lighter is nice. So I'm just gonna again massage this into my skin. It feels so good. For my foundation that I've been really enjoying lately, this is an oldie but a goodie for me. Like, I've spoken about this quite a few times in the past. I just feel like I haven't spoken about it in a while. It's the Clinique Even Better makeup, and it's just a really great lightweight foundation. It's sort of like a tinted moisturizer, but it's a little bit more, like, it has more coverage than a tinted moisturizer, and it just looks very natural on the skin. It's just like a really easy product to wear, and I'm using the shade WN16 Buff. I am going to take this little paddle brush from Marc Jacobs. It's the Seamless Foundation Brush. And I am just going to use this brush to just apply something else. I keep talking about Katie, but I just, like I said, I'm so inspired by the way she does makeup. I really, really love the way that she applies foundation. She really just like takes such a small amount and just like feathers it on her face. I mean, granted, she has amazing skin, so she doesn't really need a ton of foundation. She puts on like a super thin layer of foundation and really just like spreads it out very, very evenly, and then goes in to spot conceal any areas that need it. So the skin is kept looking fresh looking and not heavy, which is something that I always try and get for myself. So I'm really trying to use as little as possible, and I never ever use flat foundation brushes, but again, she uses it, so I was really inspired to take out a flat foundation brush, and I think it looks really awesome. It blended into my skin seamlessly. There's no like brush strokes or anything. Let's move on to concealer. There's two concealers that I've been really enjoying lately. One of them is a little bit more lightweight, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. This is so good. It reminds me so much of the Tom Ford concealing pen that I completely fell in love with. Unfortunately, that formula that I fell in love with for the Tom Ford concealing pen has been discontinued. So this, I feel like, is just really the same. This concealer basically just has like a super thin consistency. It almost feels like it would even have coverage when you apply it, but it actually has really great coverage, and it just looks and sits underneath the eyes so nicely. And I also find that I don't have to set it with powder, which I always really appreciate, because you guys know I don't like powders. The only thing that I hate about this freaking concealer is the cap. I can never take it off. My hands are always like greasy from like applying other products on my face, so by the time I get to my concealer, I can't get the freaking cap off the freaking concealer. So, oh, I did it. So this is what it looks like. It has this little sponge applicator. I use the shade, by the way, 3, and it matches me really well. So I'm just applying a little bit right directly underneath my eyes, and then just bringing it down the sides of my nose like a little bit. I always like to highlight just in that area. I just find it's flattering for my face shape. And then I'm gonna take the same little brush and just pat that out. And this doesn't need a lot of blending because it's such a thin consistency. It just melts into the skin like immediately. The second concealer that I've been really enjoying is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. It's become like a new favorite full coverage concealer. Like, this is definitely full coverage. If I would compare this to anything, I would compare it to the Shape Tape, but I actually like this more than the Shape Tape, to be very honest with you. I just like the way it looks on the skin. It doesn't look heavy. It blends really nicely. Also, the applicator is so interesting. It's very large and in charge. What I'm going to do with this concealer is I'm going to highlight a bit with it. So just put a bit down my nose, put some around my nose, on my chin. I mean, normally I would just use one concealer for my whole face, but this is just like for demonstration purposes so you guys can see it in action. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot to say what shade I used. This is N Light 2. It's really nice. It's a little bit peachier, which works well for canceling out my darkness underneath my eyes. All right, complexion is done. I love the way my skin is looking right now. That skincare really did me wonders, I think. I'm not really gonna be doing much on the eyes because I don't really have an eyeshadow palette that I've been like really enjoying, because like I said, I've been sick, so it's not like I've been really putting on makeup much in general. And when I have been putting on makeup, like even before I got sick, I was just like, you know, just doing mascara. But I do have this guy that I've been really enjoying from Fenty. This is part of their holiday collection. It's the Kilowatt Foil Freestyle Highlighter Palette. But I don't like using any of these to highlight my face with because none of these suit my skin tone. I've been really enjoying them all over the lid. They give a really pretty, just like iridescent glow to the lids. It's gonna be like the simplest eye look. It's not gonna be anything too mind-blowing. I think I'm going to take this shade. Actually, I'm gonna take the gold and just swipe that all over my lid. Just gives your lid like the most gorgeous glossy look and a really sheer wash of color. And now I'm gonna take just this shade right over here, which is like an orangey peach, and I'm gonna pop that on the inner corner. Okay, now I'm going to put on some eyeliner. This is just my Fenty eyeliner. I'm going to just do a really, really quick wing on my upper lash line, so excuse me as I do that in silence.
One eternity later.
I knew I would regret doing that. These are so not even. It's offensive. Seems like during my recent bout with mono, I've also forgotten how to do winged eyeliner. Okay, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna try and just soften this, perhaps. Maybe that'll make it a little bit better. And I'm just gonna take this black eyeshadow from Nabal. Any black eyeshadow would do. Run this along the wing so that I could say that I wanted this to be smoky and grungy and not super precise and even. This was my intention all along. This is like the most energy I've exerted in the last 2 weeks. My body's like, what's going on? Equals skincare and sweat on my face, just in case you're wondering. I know you guys really wanted to know. Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get, and to be honest with you, I don't have the patience or the energy to try and continue to fix this, so we're just gonna move on. Now, I wouldn't say I've had a particular favorite mascara over the last little bit. I feel like I've sort of just realized the power of curling your lashes. I actually have been curling my lashes a lot more over the last month or so, and I've even had people be like, Jamie, what mascara are you wearing? Your lashes look so good. They've never looked like that before. I'm just wearing my Hourglass Caution, which is what I always wear. The only difference is that I curled my lashes, so my lashes look way more like lifted, and it just makes the biggest difference in the world. And I sort of totally forgot how big of a difference curling your lashes actually makes. So I'm just going to put on my L'Oreal Lash Paradise though for today. I'm just gonna really quickly take a little bit of this brown color, mix it in with this light brown from this little Nabal palette that I have here. And I am gonna just sweep this on my lower lash line just because I feel like it looks really weird and empty. Much better. Let's move on to the brows. I'm gonna be using my two Benefit brow products that I've been really enjoying always. First is Precisely my brow pencil in number 4. And I'm just gonna really lightly put some of this through my brow. Nothing too crazy. I just want to fill in the gaps here. This has been one of my favorite brow gels for a while, but especially lately I've been really enjoying it. It's a 24-hour brow setter, and what I love so much about this brow gel is that it literally defines every single one of your brow hairs because it has like the finest little comb, and it just brushes through your brow hairs and makes them look so defined and gorgeous. Bronzer that I've been loving is this one from Beauty Counter. It's a radiant all over bronzer in the shade Cabana. I feel like Beauty Counter is a really underrated brand. I'm using my Haku Hodu bronzer brush over here, by the way. Their powders are stunning, especially because they are really sheer and buildable. What I really love about this bronzer is that it looks super natural. When you put it on the skin, it doesn't look like a heavy powder. It really just looks like you're naturally tan, but I feel like this really just blends and melts into the skin really nicely, and it doesn't look like too much or too heavy, but it gives you that beautiful color. For blush, this cream blush is so good. This is the Nabal blush, cream blush in the shade Maybe Baby. That's such a cute name, and it's the most stunning rusty peach color. I'm just gonna pop a little bit on my cheeks like this. And then I'm going to blend it with the same paddle brush that I've been using. And what I really like about these blushes is that it gives the skin, first of all, the color, but it also gives the most beautiful glossy glow. For the lips, the lip colors that I have been adoring over the last month that I think are so unique and cool and totally worth you guys checking out are the new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. So she created lipsticks that literally have the texture of velvet. Quite literally looks like it is wrapped in velvet. It is the most interesting, cool texture I've ever seen. But besides the way that the actual lipstick looks, the formula is gorgeous. It is the most amazing matte, but comfort matte. So it's matte without being drying. And the colors that she came out with are so beautiful. They're all different shades of red. This one over here is Velvet Jazz, which is the beautiful like deep Bordeaux color. Then we have my personal favorite, Velvet Morning, which is this gorgeous like fiery orangey red. And then we have Velvet Ribbon over here, which is a little bit of like a more classic red. I'm gonna put on Velvet Morning. So I'm going to try and just put this on without lining my lips, and then we'll see how that works out for me. Do I need to even say anything? How incredible is this color? Look at that color, look at that finish. It's so good. Wow, my eyeliner is so bad. I'm just gonna back up a little bit. So guys, that finishes off today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful and entertaining, and I'm really happy to be back filming. Hopefully I continue feeling good and I'll still continue to be able to, you know, get back on schedule and film. But again, if you want to just stay updated with me in case anything comes up, feel free to follow me on Instagram because like I said, I update you guys all the time on there. Don't forget to let me know some of your favorites that you've had over the last little bit. I would love to get your recommendations. Give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you like to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you.